There's a Norway that doesn't speak loudly, but it stays with you. A place where the road clings to the ocean's edge, defiant, etched by nature's will, and pulled forward by the rhythm of the deep, where mountains rise like monuments carved by ice and time, where the silence holds meaning and the stillness speak. Here, water carves the land like memory. Clouds drift low, wrapping peaks in mystery, and every step into the wild feels like stepping out of time. This isn't the Norway on postcards. It's raw, untouched, alive. You won't find crowds here, only stillness, wind, sky. Moments that steal your breath, then give it back as wonder. Some places are beautiful. This one is something more. This is the Norway that waits quietly, patiently, for those willing to go beyond the surface. Unseen, untamed, unforgettable. Welcome to the secrets of Norway. Not seen, but sensed. Not shown, but discovered. This is Unseen Norway. Welcome to Fjord. A place where nature whispers ancient secrets, and every curve of the landscape tells a story carved by ice and time. This isn't just a destination. It's a portal to something wilder, deeper, more alive. Today, we journey through Norway's most enchanting fjord. Get ready for breathtaking views, hidden gems, and stories as deep as the waters below. Over 2.5 million years ago, the mighty glaciers of the Ice Age began carving their way through this rugged land. What they left behind is Fjord, kilometers of pure glacial magic. Towering cliffs rise over 1,000 meters. Waterfalls cascade from hanging valleys, spilling stories into the fjord below. It's part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, and for good reason. There's simply nothing else like it. Meet the Seven Sisters. Seven ethereal waterfalls dancing down the cliffs in parallel. Forever out of reach from the Suta waterfall across the fjord. Down below, nestled like a secret, lies the village of Geiranger. Only a few hundred people live here, tucked between the mountains and the sea. But during summer, the fjord comes alive. Cruise ships arrive, kayakers glide silently through the waters, and the air hums with stories. Visit the old farms perched impossibly on the cliffs, like Skageflow, once only accessible by rope ladder. Today, it's a hike and a journey into Norway's past. To truly understand Fjord, you have to move with it. Take the Eagle Road, 11 hairpin turns, everyone revealing a view more unreal than the last. Or rise above it all at the Geiranger Skywalk on Mount Dalsnibber, 1,500 meters up. You'll stand above the clouds, staring into eternity. Cruise the water. Hike the cliffs. Kayak in silence. Breathe in air so clean it stings your soul awake. Geiranger changes with the seasons, a chameleon of mood and color. Spring brings waterfalls in full fury. Summer glows green and golden. Autumn paints the valley in fire. And winter is silence, snow and stars. Even under layers of white, the fjord breathes. In a world rushing forward, Geiranger Fjord is a place that still listens to the wind. It's not about checking off sights, it's about being part of something ancient and alive. So come, stand at the edge of a cliff, hear the waterfalls speak, feel the mountain air in your chest, and for a moment, let nature remind you who you really are. Some roads lead you from one place to another. But a few, very few, lead you straight into wonder. This is one of them. Welcome to the Atlantic Ocean Road, or as they say in Norway, Atlanterhavsveien. An 8.3-kilometer stretch of highway that dances across the Norwegian Sea from island to island, like a silver ribbon thrown by the wind. Built to withstand nature's wildest moods, this road curves boldly through an untamed landscape, where the sea can whisper like silk or roar like thunder. Completed in 1989, the road was no easy feat. Battling storms, salt, and shifting tides, workers braved the elements for 6 years to make this dream a reality. What was once imagined as a railway is now one of the world's most scenic drives. This is the Storseisundet Bridge, the most famous of the 8 bridges that make up the Atlantic Ocean Road. And when you approach it from just the right angle, it looks like it leaps into the sky. It's often called the Drunk Bridge. Its surreal curve tricking the eye and teasing the imagination. But this road is more than a marvel of engineering. It's a thread through living, breathing communities. Fishermen still cast their lines here, just as their ancestors did. And seals, they're not shy either. If you're lucky, you might spot whales offshore, or sea eagles soaring above the waves. The road isn't just a drive, it's an encounter with the wild. It's the kind of place where you don't want to rush. Roll the windows down, let the wind tell its story. Every turn, every wave, every cloud is part of the journey. And you don't have to drive it fast, or even drive it at all. There are walking paths, scenic pullovers, and cozy picnic spots. So stop, breathe, and take it all in. In autumn, the air is crisp and golden. In winter, the ocean rages, and the road becomes a thrill ride. Each season paints the Atlantic Ocean road in new colors. Some roads are made to get somewhere, but this one, it's made to make you feel something. The Atlantic Ocean Road, a highway across the sea, a love letter to the edge of the world. Welcome to the edge of the world, or at least, that's how it feels here. Standing 604 meters above the majestic Fjord in Norway. This is Preikestolen, or as some call it, the mighty pulpit rock. It's one of Norway's most iconic natural wonders. A sheer cliff carved by ancient glaciers, standing proudly above the fjord like nature's balcony. Just wind, sky, and a 1,982-foot vertical drop. Located in southwestern Norway, near the charming city of Stavanger, Preikestolen draws over 300,000 adventurers every year. But don't let the numbers fool you. This isn't your average tourist stop. The hike? A moderate 4-hour round trip, stretching about 8 kilometers. You'll climb stone stairways, cross forested paths, and even hop over alpine streams. But every step is worth it. Because when you reach the top, time stops. The view, it doesn't ask for attention. It demands it. If you've seen Mission Impossible, Fallout, you've already seen Preikestolen, featured in the film's breathtaking final battle scene. Yes, this dramatic cliff was the backdrop for Tom Cruise's epic final battle scene in the film. And in true Cruise fashion, he did his own stunts right here near the edge. When Hollywood needs drama, they come to nature's stage. And Preikestolen delivers. But Preikestolen isn't just a thrill-seeker's paradise. It's a place for reflection, for awe. A place to reconnect with the raw beauty of the earth. Is Preikestolen a UNESCO World Heritage Site? Not yet. Surprisingly, no. But many argue it should be. Its geological, cultural, and cinematic value make it a strong candidate for future recognition. For those who follow the call of high places, who chase wonder more than comfort, and who feel most alive where the earth touches the sky. This is Pristine. Because some places aren't just seen, they're felt. And once you've stood on Pulpit Rock, part of you never really leaves. Welcome to Ålesund, a coastal jewel tucked between fjords and mountains. Here, every corner looks like a postcard or a painting come to life. This isn't your typical Nordic fishing town. Ålesund is one of Norway's most charming cities, and it wears its Art Nouveau architecture like a crown. In 1904, a devastating fire burned most of Ålesund to the ground, but out of the ashes came something magical. The town was rebuilt entirely in the Art Nouveau style. Today, Ålesund is one of the best preserved examples in all of Europe. Walking through Ålesund feels like stepping into a storybook. Turrets, spires, and ornamented buildings line the narrow streets, all carefully restored. For the best view, climb the 418 steps to Axla viewpoint. From here, you'll see the town spread out like a mosaic, nestled between ocean and mountains. Ålesund is also one of Norway's most important fishing ports. Cod and clipfish have shaped its history and its menus. Try the catch of the day or sample clipfisk, salted and dried cod, which locals have perfected over generations. Want to dive deeper into Ålesund's story? Visit the Jugendstil Center at the Art Nouveau Center. There you can explore how design, disaster, and determination shaped the city. Whether you're here for the architecture, the seafood, the fjords, or simply the vibe, Ålesund has a way of capturing your heart and holding onto it. Welcome to Flom, a tiny village with an epic view, nestled deep in one of Norway's most breathtaking fjords. Here in the heart of Ålandsfjord, Glassy waters reflect sheer cliffs and endless sky. This is nature's masterpiece. One of Flåm's biggest draws, the Flåm Railway, one of the steepest standard gauge railways in the world. The train climbs nearly 900 meters in just 20 kilometers, winding past waterfalls, tunnels, and storybook scenery. Step off the train and step into stillness. Flåm isn't loud, it whispers with waterfalls and rustling birch leaves. Fjord cruises depart daily, gliding between cliffs that rise over 1,000 meters straight out of the sea. Keep your eyes open for sea eagles soaring overhead. They rule this airspace with silent grace. The area around Flåm is rich in wildlife, red deer, foxes, even lynx if you're lucky. Flåm itself is small, just a few hundred people live here. But what it lacks in size, it makes up for in heart. Whether you stay in a riverside lodge, a converted train car, or a cozy fjordside hotel, peace is guaranteed. Love hiking? Trails, like the Flåm Valley Walk, lead you through forests, waterfalls, and ancient farmlands. Or rent a bike and ride down the famous Rallarvägen, one of Europe's most scenic cycling routes. Flåm is a place to pause, to breathe, to reconnect with the kind of silence you didn't know you missed. Photographers, keep your cameras ready. The fjord light shifts like a mood. Soft one moment, striking the next. Want to get even closer to the water? Try kayaking. It's a whole new world at sea level. Flåm isn't just for summer. In winter, snow wraps the fjords in quiet majesty and adventure. Just 20 minutes above Flåm, the road climbs. Hairpin turns give way to sky. And then Stegerstein. It's more than a viewpoint. It's a balcony in the clouds, 650 meters above the fjord. A sleek platform of glass and wood juts out from the mountainside, daring you to look down and out. From here, Ålandsfjord stretches like a silver ribbon. Quiet, winding, infinite. In summer, wildflowers bloom below. In winter, snow softens every edge. The view is never the same twice. It feels like standing in a postcard, but trust us, no photo does it justice. It's free to visit, easy to reach. And impossible to forget. Stegerstein, where the fjords show off. Surrounded by UNESCO-listed fjords, Flom is part of something larger, a natural heritage that stretches for miles. Cruise ships visit, but it's worth staying longer. The magic starts when the crowds fade. Flom is easy to reach by rail, road, or sea, but feels like it's worlds away. From here, day trips to places like Fjord or the quaint village of Undredal are just minutes away. Flom offers more than stunning views. It's a place to slow down, clear your head, and feel truly present. Whether you're filming, photographing, or just watching the world go by, Flom has a way of pulling you in. There are no theme parks here, no rush, just raw beauty, ready whenever you are. So pack light, bring your camera, and prepare to feel very, very small in the best way. In Flom, every moment feels like a scene from a dream. But it's real, and it's waiting for you. Welcome to one of the most breathtaking spots on Earth, Trolltunga, or the Troll's Tongue, perched high above Norway's majestic fjords, jutting out like nature's diving board. Trolltunga hangs 700 meters above Vatnet Lake. A place where the air feels thinner and the views feel infinite. Getting here is no casual stroll. The hike is around 27 kilometers round trip and takes 8 to 12 hours, but every step is worth it. You'll climb through lush valleys, rocky plateaus, and alpine terrain. It's like walking through a real-life fantasy landscape, just with better views. The trail starts near the town of Skjeggedal and rises over 1,200 meters in elevation. Make sure you're well prepared. Weather can shift quickly. In summer, the trail comes alive with wildflowers and flowing waterfalls. Norway's quiet symphony in motion. Most hikers take breaks along the way, and trust us, with views like these, even resting feels like a reward. And then, there it is, the stone tongue of the mountain, frozen in defiance, daring you to step out. Standing here feels surreal, like you're floating above the world, surrounded by endless silence and stone. Trolltunga formed during the Ice Age, when glacial water and frost carved through the bedrock over thousands of years. Below lies Vatnet, a glacial lake that reflects the sky like glass, calm, cold, and impossibly blue. Time moves differently up here. Hours pass like minutes, and minutes feel eternal. Photos are a must, but so is pausing, just to feel the wind and let it all sink in. Descending is quieter. The adrenaline fades, replaced by reflection, and maybe a little muscle soreness. The round trip is demanding, but manageable for those in decent shape. It's not about speed, it's about soaking it all in. Best time to hike? Mid-June to early September. Start early, check the weather, and never hike in the dark. You'll return tired, maybe may be muddy, but completely changed in all the best ways. Trolltunga isn't just a hike, it's a journey into the wild and a reminder of how vast and beautiful our world can be. You came seeking the unknown and found something deeper. This land holds its secrets close, not for everyone, but for those who listen. Where every path leads, not just outward, but onward, to wonder, to awe, to the quiet pulse of the wild. Norway doesn't give up its beauty easily. It invites you to feel it. With every breath, every step, let the silence, the strength, and the stories whispered between mountain and sea become a part of you. The real journey starts when everything else fades, leaving only the wonder of the unseen.